It starts, as these stories often do, with a house. A seemingly ordinary structure, brick and mortar, wood and glass. But beneath the surface, within its walls, a darkness can fester. A history can linger, waiting to be awakened. This is one such story, a chilling tale woven into the very fabric of a place. The address, 112 Ocean Avenue, Amityville, Long Island. A place that would soon become synonymous with fear. It was a Dutch colonial, a beautiful home, with those distinctive quarter-moon windows on the third floor that seemed to watch the neighborhood with an unsettling gaze. They were like eyes, always observing, always judging. For years, it was just another home, nestled in a quiet, unassuming suburb. Children played in the streets, neighbors chatted over fences, and life went on as normal. A picture of idyllic suburban life. But on November 13th, 1974, that facade of normalcy shattered. The house became a scene of unimaginable horror, a tableau of death that would forever stain its history. The DeFeo family, Ronald Sr., Louise, and 4 of their 5 children, were the victims. A family portrait, now a haunting reminder of what was lost. A father, a mother, and their innocent children, their lives brutally cut short. They were all shot and killed as they slept, their dreams turning into nightmares in their final moments. The silence of the night broken by the sound of gunshots, the stillness of sleep replaced by the cold grip of death. The killer was their eldest son, Ronald Butch DeFeo Jr., a young man with a troubled past and a dark secret. In court, he later claimed that voices in the house compelled him to commit the heinous act. Whispers in the dark, urging him on, driving him to madness. But were these voices real, or simply a fabrication to escape responsibility? Investigators were baffled. How could one man execute 6 people in their sleep, without any signs of a struggle, unnoticed by neighbors? The logistics of the crime seemed impossible, the silence of the house during the massacre deeply unsettling. As the details of the crime emerged, theories of supernatural influence began to circulate, fueled by the unsettling nature of the events and DeFeo's own claims. Was there something more to this house than met the eye? The house sat empty for over a year, a grim landmark, a silent testament to the tragedy that had unfolded within its walls. It became a place avoided by locals, a source of whispered rumors and fearful glances. The DeFeo murders were a dark chapter in the town's history, a wound that refused to heal. But few could have predicted the next chapter, the events that would solidify the house's place in paranormal infamy. Despite its dark past, the property was eventually put on the market at a steep discount, a desperate attempt to erase the stigma and find a new owner. But who would choose to build a future on such sorrowful ground? Who would willingly move into a house where such unspeakable horrors had occurred? Soon, a new family would arrive, ready to start over, seeking a fresh beginning, completely unaware of the terrifying legend that was about to unfold, a legend that would forever change their lives and the way the world viewed 112 Ocean Avenue. In December 1975, as the winter chill settled over Long Island, a new chapter was about to begin at 112 Ocean Avenue. The Lutz family, George, Kathy, and her 3 children, were eager to start afresh. They were a blended family, full of hope and dreams for the future. They moved into 112 Ocean Avenue, ready to transform the house into a loving home. The large Dutch colonial seemed perfect for their needs. They knew the house's history, the horrific murders that had occurred just a year prior, but hoped love could erase its darkness. They believed a fresh start was possible. Their optimism didn't last. The shadows of the past were far more persistent than they could have imagined. Strange events began almost immediately. Unsettling occurrences that chipped away at their sense of peace. A priest blessing the house was allegedly told by a deep voice to get out. A chilling warning that something was deeply wrong, and fell ill, further fueling the sense of dread that was beginning to permeate the house. The Lutzes claimed the house turned against them. The very walls seemed to breathe with malevolence. Cold spots, slamming doors, and foul odors became commonplace, assaulting their senses and creating an atmosphere of constant unease, plagued their days, turning their dream home into a living nightmare. Sleep offered no escape, only the dread of what the next day might bring. George became withdrawn, increasingly isolated and consumed by the darkness that seemed to emanate from the house. Waking at 3:15 a.m., the time of the DeFeo murders, a constant haunting reminder of the tragedy that had occurred within those walls. The family's personalities changed. They became short-tempered, anxious, and unrecognizable to each other. Fear took over, consuming their lives and turning them into prisoners in their own home. After just 28 days, a mere blink of an eye, their endurance reached its breaking point. They fled in the night, leaving everything behind, desperate to escape the clutches of the evil that had taken hold of their lives. They said they were driven out by a terrifying climax of paranormal activity, a crescendo of horror that left them no choice but to abandon everything. Their story: the house was not just haunted, but evil, a sentient entity that preyed on their fears and vulnerabilities. They lasted less than a month in their dream home,